Welcome out, gamers and gamettes, to this RGL.GG Invite Highlander cast. We're in week 3 here in season 18, watching Run It Back take on Ohio Leaf Village here on PL Swiftwater. I am Alto, joined by Zag to my side, Dolphin behind the camera, as always. Zag, how you doing tonight?
Doing good. Prepped some real good tomato bread at chef school earlier, and now I'm ready to watch some Highlander. It's a pretty interesting match this week. Last week we had the misfortune of every single match being a 4-0 on product, which is possibly the least fun week of Highlander that is possible. So now we're on some Swiftwater. Hopefully some of these matches will be a bit closer, and I think this is a good one. This has a lot of playoff implications down the line for the teams fighting for all the bubble seeds. And yeah, it's just going to be interesting to see which teams can actually make good here on Swiftwater.
Yeah, and I mean, both of these teams should be familiar to anyone who's been watching the cast the past 2 weeks, as we've seen both of these two teams lose to presumed 1 seed in the Duddy Dudes. On week 1, we did see Ohio Leaf Village snag a half off of them on Vigil and almost take the match 2-0 in that crazy second half before maybe the wind kind of ran out of the sails and they faded in the third one. Run It Back, not so lucky playing Duddy Dudes on product, where Lenny proved why he may be the best single player in Invite, and they were unable to take a round. So both of these teams coming in, both 1-1, both with a loss of the same team. That said, and I think you were making note of this before we got on, that Ohio Leaf Village up 6 match points, with Run It Back having dropped a half to Froggyland on Vigil in week 1. Ohio Leaf Village then, of course, having taken the half off of Duddy Dudes. But, we come into this with, I think, both of these two teams, we're both looking to be potential 2-3 seeds, probably not much lower than a 4th. I think, I just off of the standings, right, having taken a half off of Duddy Dudes, you'd lean Ohio Leaf Village, maybe looking like the 2nd seed here. But, whoever really wins this is going to take the marbles.
Yeah, and it's big pressure on Run It Back here tonight because, like we're saying, they are down 6 match points on the other 1-1 team, not to mention the many teams above them that have more than 12 match points already. If Run It Back lose 0-2 here tonight, their chances for playoffs are actually, in the danger zone. Despite this team having, the experience on the roster to be able to make it, you cannot be dropping match points to Froggyland and then not getting any against another playoff contender team, right? You need to sneak in your match points. It is very important. Real quick, we can run down the rosters as the teams are in the server. On the side of Run It Back, going to be Berto on Scout, Jerry on Soldier, Spring Rolls on Pyro, Jamond on Demo, Chalk on Heavy, Blanket on Engineer, Foxy on Medic, Kaorn on Sniper, and Poseidon on Spy.
Over on the side of Ohio Leaf Village, it will be DT on Scout, Voyager on Soldier, Titular Leaf on Pyro, Mori on Demoman, Dotwet Heavy, Celery Engineer, Sakura on Med, Buko on Sniper, and Jacob on Spy. Those pick classes on Ohio Leaf Village, Zag, I'm going to be looking at because they put up a really good fight against Lenny, or Buko, I should say, put up a really good fight winning the SVS overall in that Vigil match against Lenny. Jacob really needs no introduction. Potentially the Highlander GOAT coming back to Run It Back against Run It Back on Spy. So really going to be, I think, the two I'm going to look at to kind of be the start for Ohio Leaf Village, but who else are you looking at in the server to make an impact tonight?
Well, speaking of having good performances against Lenny, Kaorn really surprised me last week on product. Put up probably the most admirable performance I've ever seen a sniper put up when their team lost every round on product. Really went toe-to-toe with Lenny, non-stop, the entire match, despite their team getting steamrolled. So I think Kaorn can have a lot of game impact in the server, maybe match up against Buko and get a lot of advantages for Run It Back here. I want to look at the Pyros, actually, because I see Spring Rolls versus Leaf. This is, at this point, 2 very experienced Pyros in Invite. And while Pyro isn't the highest impact class, Swiftwater has a lot of areas where Pyro actually does make a big difference, right? Teams do a lot of Uber exchanges nowadays that are not as cut and dry cookie cutters they used to be, and pyro positioning is super important. We've seen some of the best pyros of the past few years have a lot of game impact on stopwatch, and I think it'll be very important for these combo fights because while both teams have pick classes that can go off, it's always the combo that the momentum kind of runs around, especially on these maps where flanks don't really have that many options. You're going to be putting your sniper places, your soldier's going to be babysitting, maybe high bombing. I really feel like anything these teams can get in the Uber exchanges is going to come off as super impactful.
Agreed, and good call out on Kaorn there. I think I may have been mentally combining Buko and Kaorn. Not sure Buko won the SVS back on week 1. Kaorn definitely did, though, because I remember we checked it was by 1 in that product. So, yeah, sniper matchup going to be a big one. I think, as you said, the Pyro is going to be big. I'm interested to see how Jamond does on Demoman here. I think Jamon's been hanging around low to mid invite for a while, and this may be his first time really trying to, challenge for one of those top 3 seeds. Mori, of course, having come second last season and pretty much being the driving factor behind the lock and load ban that is now blessedly in place. So I think maybe last week, his individual performance probably wasn't going to matter too much, given the team diff that we saw. But this time, I think that Ohio Leaf Village is a team that, even if I'm probably leaning them as the favorites, just off of the match points we've seen more than anything, this is still, it should be a winnable game for them. And if he's able to match up with Mori, I think it'll spell really good things for Run It Back and, their hopes over the course of the season.
Yep, as predictions are running and we are waiting for the ready up, I do want to shine a spotlight on a storyline I kind of want to track throughout the night. For the medic matchup, we have Foxy versus Sakura, and this is a medic matchup that we've seen. We've seen both these medics kind of come up in the recent seasons of Invite, be on teams that are on playoff bubble, maybe making playoffs in some of the seasons. And at this point, I'd say that this is like a battle for like who is the true gatekeeper of like a high invite medic, Like both these medics, I wouldn't be remiss to call either of them like a top level invite medic. Obviously they're not going to be number 1, maybe not number 2, but like anywhere in those playoff bubble seeds, if like 4, like 3, 4, maybe 5, like Sakura and Foxy, I feel like I've seen them play both enough at this point that I do expect good medic play out of them.
Yeah, and I mean, I think it's funny saying that we're saying maybe not top 2 or top 3 when these likely are the top 2 and 3 seeds, but I think maybe that's a bit of our kind of cognitive dissonance almost, where there's been a bit of a med shortage in recent seasons, and I think when you have maybe Blake at the top. I mean, Boy's not playing this season, who maybe I think we might lean towards the 2, but I think that maybe we're thinking kind of older standards of top invite meds, where you have someone like a Blake, right, who can pull off insane deathless runs against the top teams. I don't know if we've seen that caliber as consistently as we'd want to from really anyone else in Invite, but I think Sakura and Foxy are, the 2 that are maybe closest to crossing that line.
Yeah, I do think they're going to become the gatekeepers of like high invite medic play, and I'm very interested to see how they're going to do tonight. As the ready up is through, and we're going to get started here. Going to be, looks like Run It Back, going to be going on blue side to start things out, Ohio Leaf Village defending. So we'll see what kind of a time Run It Back can put on. Predictions are up, and the overall score predictions were in favor of Ohio Leaf Village, which, like you kind of mentioned, it probably is safe to kind of lean towards them as the favorites, but I really do feel like this can, like, rounds can shift here. Like, I'd expect a 2-1, honestly.
I think that's fair,
2-1
yeah.
Ohio Leaf. I do feel like Run It Back have the ability to take a round here, and we'll see what they can do on offense.
I think they're running back 2-1s, even though they'll be 2-1 to Ohio Leafs 1-2. They'll still be behind them in the standings, right?
Yeah, because
they're only going to gain 3
points.
points.
And a plus 3, right? So the deficit shrinks from 6 to 3.
Interesting story there, but that also means that they're going to have more wins later on that Ohio Leaf won't have. So
yeah, and plus remember, any points you take over your opponent are worth doubly when it comes down to like the standings, because it's the point you have that they don't. Whereas if it's just against like a bottom team, then you both have or don't have the same point.
Exactly. I'm very interested to see what kind of first defense we see here. Looks pretty standard from what we've seen. Celery's gun out on the tracks. Sakura is playing out by the fence. We see Blake play here pretty frequently on his teams. So, going to be keeping players buffed up. Dotwet in the shed. Huko opens up onto spring rolls. But Kaorn going to kick Dotwet out of the shed immediately. Should open up a lot of space for them. Likely going to see this kind of paper tiger defense, maybe? But yeah, no, never mind.
So that's plenty of pressure now available for Ohio Leaf Village as they have that sniper. They get Jamon down as well. That's a big kill on that demo man. Gun gets to get rebuilt in the front of the tunnel because nothing can spam it down, and the defense holding strong for Ohio Leaf at the very start. We'll see what the response is from Run It Back. You want to see them go towards the cart, and they will pick up PT, so they should be able to get control of this house and get that cart rolling.
Jacob had taken out Jamon there, but he will get sniffed out eventually, so no spy on first here. It'd be a bit of an impediment if he's not able to get back in. More spam trying to come in. The gun does get pulled. Dotwet going to be stranded in the house. He will go down. That's pretty much accepted at this point. Poseidon and Tunnel going to make sure that Telly doesn't lead to any untoward flanks. Kaorn trying to walk up, and first goes over 104, so
yeah,
10 seconds spot.
Phlogistonator watch. Springrolls has been charging a Phlogistonator with his detonator, and it looks like he's going upper with the team. I wonder if he has enough charge, if he has the oomph meter full, because they might do the Pyro Uber through. It looks like he does not have, so gonna be the normal demo Uber. Everyone's getting in. That's 3 flashes coming straight through, but here's the defensive Pyro doing work. Leif hitting those right clicks and keeping everyone out.
I think they wanted to take Springrolls in on that, hoping he could get maybe some extra charge there. Dolphin was saying that 70. Try coming in though, Jacob in up top. I think gonna get sniffed out, trying to chase out Foxy, but either got the pack or didn't take any damage in the first place. Jacob, I think he stays alive here on first, and ends up getting the kill onto Chalk.
He spike crabs and close away too. Yeah. Also,
Bones
crucially
acquired.
doing that, Karon found a headshot onto Sakura, and Sakura doesn't have anyone to charge on, so this is a massive deficit coming through. 5.6 seconds after spawning, the long death timer helped a lot, so Foxy now with a 60% Uber ad for Run It Back here. This could be the opportunity they need to break the point wide open.
Agreed. That said, KO now going to open up another one onto Leif. So no Pyro to even deny this Uber ad. GG going to go down, as is Poseidon. But Kaorn's still sitting here in the main part of the tunnel. Yeah.
Cap this. It's full Uber. They just need to walk out.
They shouldn't even have to U2. Jacob goes down. Yeah.
Well, they need to get the gun down. They will sack Jerry for it, so that's fine, I guess. You have Birdo in the backline stalling, doing a great job at stalling, by the way. Birdo buying so much time. As the rest of the team gonna walk out of the tunnel, it's on Mori right now to spam down, try to force this Uber charge, and it will be the force. Jamon gets reflect piped though, and now he's gonna not be in this Uber. It's just a Pyro Uber right now. Scout gonna get in at the very end. Springrolls with that Pyro Uber, W warning Mori down, and he's not done. He's gonna keep walking forward, looking for Sakura, takes her low. DT gonna get cleaned up with the help of those flames, and that's gonna be second capped up very quickly for Run It Back.
Yeah, I mean, ideally you would have liked to see them hold on to that Uber, but great reflect pipe from Leif to force out that Uber, made sure they didn't want to drop anyone else. Jacob in on cart, finds Kaorn, who would open up a ton of picks for them there. Will just barely make it out with his life. And yeah,
in upper. He's
super
upper by himself. Yeah, he's gonna jump in, trade with Voyager. That's a 1-for-1. Poseidon gonna go down as well to some sticky spam. So forward squad gonna get taken down. In the meantime, Cart gonna get through that choke point. We do see GG is in here alone. He's gonna try and get out towards Cart. Will get picked up at the very end, but things will stall out for now as Sakura has the Uber on defense. So right now we're gonna look to Run It Back to see where they want to go.
Jacob fighting Kaorn as well there, coming through the shutter, takes out immediately. So no sniper is going to let the defense really get set up there. No kind of pressure coming in that's going to force them back.
Yeah, Jacob's going through the upper tunnel, going to be calling this team, this combo walking into Red Room. Looks like they're going to pop Uber out. Springrolls the lead man, going down and just taking the gun out with the help of his team. Medic's going flying right now as Foxy desperate to get back towards the choke. 1 rocket, 2, going to clean up that blue medic, and Springrolls dies as well. So no kills, they only get the sentry gun on that Uber, and other than that, nothing really goes their way.
Yeah, Poseidon got caught out early, which was unfortunate, but Kaorn finds Sakura again. Not respecting the sightlines. Not sure where that was. Likely coming from
he did it from
Red
the...
Room.
No, he did it from the apartment spawn. He did it like through the wooden beams on like the crack shot.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So Red Room over there. The right, Red Room / boiler, and I tease the other one.
It's been 10 years, I still don't know. But yeah, with that, it is going to be even Ubers because of the death on Foxy at the end of that Uber. So we'll see. They're going to try to drive pressure some players in. They have some good space. They will take down Voyager up top. DT dying as well means there's just a 6-3-9 right now in favor of Run It Back, but they will lose a couple. Poseidon does get the shutdown on Tabuko though with the soldier jumping through. Jerry is a huge distraction. Going to kill Sakura too. And this should be the third snowball. Very well played by Run It Back off that medic pick.
Yeah, Kaorn's been giving them the world right now. I mean, we pointed out here potentially, you know, their strong performance against Lenny last week. Doing it again, finding 2 med picks on 2 consecutive points. 5 minutes through third is about average, I would say. Maybe even a little bit slower, only because of the fast time we see from a lot of teams. Poseidon not able to find anything. Jerry now coming in up top, though. Great surf by Buko. Gonna stay up, carrying all the way back in. Jerry goes down as well. Lots of space being taken in yard, though, and the Uber comes out. Big ad right now for the side of the offense, and they're actually going to get a lot of players forced back. That said, 3 frags, the cart getting close, but there's time to repush.
Yeah, it is 65%. Great pipes by Mori. Gonna take down that heavy. That's a big force no longer available. They have 75% Uber. Here's Jerry coming over the top, displacing Bulgo, and does find that sniper this time. Sentry Gun doing a lot of work. Cart rolls back down. Jacob gets the stall. He needs to stall for a longer. Here comes the Uber, 97%. Look at Springrolls, but no one can get the cart, and they will get that Uber denied just in time. Foxy trapped in no man's land. Gonna AD strafe a little bit, but will get taken out by Mori on a 5K, and that defense could not have been closer. Jacob stalling that cart was everything they needed.
That was really clutch by him. Yeah, Spring Roll's doing his best to try to make sure that it stayed up, but just too little, too late. And I really like that they don't just give that up. 5 minutes is kind of a borderline time. If they lose fourth really quickly, they're at range of, you know, giving up something really fast into last, but they man up, they go for it. They get the defense, and now they're resetting here. Cart is already even rolling back further than just the hill now, too. And they're fully set back up.
Jacob's gonna get the step on Kaorn here. Oh no, gets checked by Jerry. Jerry with good eyes there, but Buko gets the sniper instead. So this defense able to play so far forward with that gun on the very edge of the platform. Buko wide swinging, Mori spamming into the choke, and you know, all of a sudden that snowball off of third that looked really, really bad for Ohio Leaf Village has turned into a respectable defense. Sapper taken off the gun and nothing working here for run it back. So like they're just gonna sit back and get this uber charge and see if they can push back this forward hold.
Now, we've seen this hold a couple of times go really wrong, and it ends up because that medic is somewhat exposed to bombers coming either in fast from tracks or over the fence. Then, yeah, now they back up. Sakura even had Uber there. If anything went wrong, Foxy coming up on Uber as well. They might probably want to play the exchange a little bit further back, but really great defense so far. Chalk gonna call out Jacob, or find out Jacob, so no call-outs right now, but they're walking up. Uber popped out, and Mori almost flopped, and he just gets flashed. Yeah, Springer's chasing him back. He can't get him out of the beam. He's gonna go down. Poseidon goes down, but Kaorn make it a hat trick of med picks onto Sakura. Chalk finds Mori. DT gonna be next.
Foxy. Soldier trying to do it. Voyager will find that cleanup kill, and here's Buko chiming in. He gets 4. Donald on a 4K as well. They gotta get this card stalled though. Voyager gonna get on it in time, and all the hit scan kills coming in. Really amazing post fights coming in for Ohio Leaf Village right now. Even though they're losing their medic, even though they're losing some players early on in the exchange, they are just focusing targets at the right time and making sure that they can keep this defense going.
Yep, they're going to start playing forward again here, though, but Voyager already taken out, and he's preventing a lot of defense on that upper area. Jacob next. They're going to lose control of that upper ledge right there. Going to see if they choose to remain forward right now. Sakura and Foxy dead even on Uber's. Combo for Blue peeking in through the choke, but the spam is a nuisance. That said, though, Demon's piped the corner. He's through. That's going to force the defense back right now. This gun gets pulled. Dotwit dead as well, and now they've got numbers to walk up with. No heavy to worry about.
Yep, I see Jacob has a stab angle onto whoever's in that house. He likely wants to aim for Kaorn. We've seen how valuable Kaorn has been. Yeah, with Buko dead, Kaorn has some free reign, but Jacob will find that crucial stab. In the meantime, a lot of pressure coming out onto this forward hold. Uber popped up from the defense here. Foxy gets the return and saves all the costs around her, but the card got, hey, no one was even looking at the card, not even the defense. It just gets pushed up while everyone's focused on the Ubers, and 8:42, it's a bit slower than what Run It Back were hoping for, but they can still mold this into a decent time, but that fourth defense was crucial from Ohio Leaf.
Exactly, yeah. Really, that re-push when the cart was almost up there. Springrolls is so close to getting that cap, and maybe, you know, we're looking at an 8:42 overall time instead of just 3/4, but, you know, not quite able to clinch that really great clutch defense from the side of Ohio Leaf Village. And now you're going to be looking at probably a 10-minute time minimum, as Ubers right now are just pretty much dead even again. So exchange likely to come out around that 9.5, 9:40 minute mark. And Cart is past the switchblade.
Kaorn's peeking for the sniper kill. He might find it. The defensive sniper isn't focused on it at all. They will just get this the sentry gun fully killed with that charge shot. GG gonna go down, so Cart stop going for now. Poseidon gonna sack his life to get a bit more time. Will live even, so that's very worth it. Cart approaching that final drop down as Poseidon gonna look to go in. 100% Uber for both meds. We'll see where Run It Back want to take it. Looks like they're gonna go through the side early, pop all the way through.
Poseidon coming in, gonna be get sniffed out up top. He will go down, so no spy help right there. The gun goes down regardless. But Jamon and Poseidon already dead. Jerry's gonna be next. No explosive damage for the offense right there. So Sakura, I think, just might have taken a body shot or something, but she's gonna heal up on the dispenser. Really not too much card pressure. Good defense for now from Ohio Leaf Village. That Uber just really not finding too much. Yeah, and Voyager in the side lobby, gonna find Foxy. Not quite backed out far enough. That's just going to keep the ad in Sakura's favor, make this time push from uncomfortable to painful.
They should just sack on card here with as many players as they can while their medic's spawning with someone. Poseidon going to go for it, gets that tap, makes it stop rolling backwards. So, yeah, for Foxy and Co. on Run It Back right now, it's 50% Uber disad. You should literally... I don't want to say full sack because we see defense is really eager to take space when given it, but you should try to do something to pressure here. Like, find an angle for Kaorn, make the defense respond to you. Right now, Jacob, cloaked in a very good spot, has total eyes on what they're doing. Going for the decloak, not very well timed, and he will get caught out.
Yep, everyone moving into lobby right here. I'm not too sure about everyone moving in this way with Buko still alive.
Poseidon wants to tap, but he just gets sprayed down. He can't even tap.
Yep, Poseidon dead, as is Chalk, so gonna not even get the tap, as you said. Cart rolling back even further, almost back to the switch plate, which is kind of, you know, the mark for me of like, all right, you're starting to get things close. Anything better than that, you're in a good spot, but they're really losing a lot of cart time right now. This left lobby approach, Kaorn will pick up Celery, so that's going to be a dead gun. Leif's doing his best to try to reflect the spam, but likely going to be going for this one. But Jacob finds Foxy. I think that was just out on their tracks. Down right by the shutter.
Yeah, the wood shutter. Yeah. And another med death, full Uber ad in favor of a high Leif. I really want to see a sack at this point. Yeah, just put people in cart.
Look at Spring Rolls coming in. Secret agent. Oh, goes down to me. Might have had an angle on the med there, but yeah, good aggression.
It is a meat grinder, right? But you have no other choice here. You don't have enough players to hold if the defense wants to come at you anyway, so you might as well just pressure them. And Chalk does get 2 kills, but those spawners will be up at the same time he is, so things just going really bad for Run It Back. They're being forced to make a bunch of really bad plays just because of really off timing. Foxy dead twice when they're about to get Uber, right? So that's just 2 minutes off the clock wasted.
Yeah, just nothing coming up. Deciding caught out again. He did get the tap at the very least. But he's basically been removed from the game as he's, you know, reduced to nothing but a card tap bot. As they're going to try to get some kind of pressure into lobby. I think they're hoping that they can work Kaorn in for something. They got the NG last time, but that's not really enough to push off of. Going to find DT this time. Scout maybe going to open up some pressure.
Not really.
Right lobby, but not really the pick you need, especially when you're down. But Foxy now on 85. So likely just hold.
Look at Buko.
Watch for spy.
Buko's playing and no SBS saying, oh, and that's going to cost them. Kaorn has a shot into Sakura. That's a full drop coming through and gets Celery as well. No engineer. Buko will finally shut him down, but that's a ton of kills going their way. And now Foxy, full Uber charge. This could be the breakthrough that Run It Back need. They're going to get their spawners up and make that push happen. I wonder if they just run 9-man cart with full Uber at here. They can get Spring Rolls to air blast upward, clear space, or they might just go high ground and see what they can do, push this offense back towards their spawn.
I like the high ground approach here. I think you take that full Uber in through lower, you risk just, you know, if something going wrong, if you don't have someone at least to distract the players up top. We'll see what they do, though. Looks like they
so
are...
much time to stage this.
Yeah, I mean, Sakura died, had a 15-20 second respawn, already back up on 40. They're moving in through long. Uber going to be popped early.
Look at
and Jamad not that.
That's crazy.
Leif, that's so clutch there. You mentioned the pyro impact. Leif showing it. Gonna neutralize almost all of that Uber.
Uber gets nothing. Voider's in behind. One more rocket. Oh, Fox gets the pack just in time. Here come the kills, though. Chalk and the up top squad gonna roll through high ground and get all those kills as the defense was focused on the Uber. And that should be the cap. Here comes the last second from Leif. He will go down. Ooh, 14 minutes. It hurts. It hurts.
Yeah, I mean, almost a shame. Leif almost neutralized that Uber entirely. And turns out the distraction was enough for Chalk and... I think it was Jerry to just walk through, you know, the top right side from the defense perspective, come in behind, shoot everyone in the back. But otherwise, that was some incredible Uber denial right there.
Yeah, I feel like that's tech that should be utilized by almost every pyro, because there's no counterplay to that, right? Like, just buff the pyro 270 when your spy calls where their medic's walking up. If your spy's calling they're going to the side room, just buff your pyro, have them walk through that window. What can the enemy team do about it?
I think issues might be if the sniper is playing tracks and rotates out and drops down. It's probably a free pyro pick. Also, I think that worked because they're like, okay, we have a full ad, let's use early so we don't get forced. They popped really far away.
Even Uber, you might as well just have your pyro stay with you.
They popped, I mean, I'm there in like free cam right now. They basically popped when Jamond had no vision of anything. If he had played out a little bit, like not even what could have been a sightline, you would have seen the pyro sitting there. So
yeah, they feel pressured though because they're bleeding so much time. They don't know where the sniper is. They just know they have to go, right?
Yeah, it's something where I think if it became meta, teams would start to look for it.
Yeah, there's counterplay.
But in a case like that, right, where you know they're feeling pressured, it's really heads up to walk forward and just, you know, be a little bit unexpected out of position. They're not waiting for it. Unfortunately, doesn't end up doing too much. The cap goes in. And I mean, Kaorn, I think, got every single point for Run It Back with a med pick on every single one of them.
Yeah, you can.
At least 4 med kills, if not 5.
Soccer as well, yeah. Kaorn really, drop on, Kaorn's doing so much work, and it's just such a shame that Run It Back couldn't get the snowball through on the 4th when they had the chance. They could have legitimately had a 9-minute time overall, and now they're sitting at 14 minutes. Took them 5 minutes longer than they probably think it should have, and now really just desperate here to hold for 14 minutes. In the meantime, Ohio Leaf gonna get all the kills they need to get the first snowball going, have the cart capped in about as fast as you'd like it, and now they're gonna get into the real meat of their offense.
Sakura had 6 deaths. On that defense, 5 of them to Kaorn.
Yeah, and the last one was probably a respawn at last. On sacking. I don't know, something like that.
One was to... Now, Jerry got her on 3rd.
Either way, early low ground defense coming through out of run it back. They're just full playing to contest card. They know that they really have no space to give. Kaorn already getting things rolling, gets the revenge onto Buko, another headshot, forces the Uber early as Mori got taken low. Good air blast coming through with spring rolls as Uber exchange ends uneventfully, but that will be the exchange. And look at high ground. Jacob's already in here. He has such a good decloak angle onto anyone he wants. He's gonna go for the sniper and the gun, and it's just free. Sniper, gun sap, anyone can shoot it. It will die, but it will get.
And look, now with Voyager walking in up top, but it gets unsapped. They're gonna get both of those kills. Made some space, but not enough to get the drop down like we've seen in seasons past. Jacob for round 2 on the gun, gonna take it out this time as a GG nowhere to be found. But the floor defense still working out well. Spring Rose caught a little bit too far forward though. Buko lands the kill, and yeah, Jacob coming in behind. Crucial. I don't even think they know he was there. Gets the Matador into Foxy. Likely doesn't matter. Banner comes out from Jerry, but it's too really little sad. Too late.
If Jerry had that banner 5 seconds faster, that actually does so much work. They got curted into that corner. Imagine if they had the damage resist, Spring Rose lives. They can do so much work with that. But instead, it just goes in favor of Ohio Leaf. And here they're already
look at Dot went so forward. Yeah, they're just going to nuke Poseidon. Spring Rolls already
Voyager
dead right there. Jamon next.
And he's still alive. Voyager holding in this room, completely dominating the space. And Card's going to roll through 3rd. There's nothing that Run It Back can do here. They're going to get stuck holding the last 2 points for 11 minutes.
We talked a lot last season in playoffs about that floor hold on Swift 2nd. And it's so great when you have Uber and so risky when you don't. We've seen so many meds die in that corner, leading to a snowball through 3rd, and it's going to be a snowball to 4th right now. The Uber's coming forward.
See, that is such a bad jump. You cannot make yourself predictable like that. Like, stay on the ground, dodge the rocket. Instead, Foxy jumps straight into Voyager's rocket and will just die. Sakura now has heals for their team. Run It Back have none. They're just going to bleed out here. Poseidon and Shock are going to die to some hit scan. Dot Wet and DT will go down there. Kaorn is trying so hard, man. Someone help him out. Birdo taken down by Buko on the other side. Here comes the jump onto Kaorn. Can't do anything against the soldier, and that's 4th snowball through.
Yeah, I mean, considering that was a 14-minute time, we're 3.5 through that, so not times 3 in the cart yet, but looking at a sub 4-minute time through 4th. Anytime you can beat a minute per point, you're in good company. And Ohio Leaf Village really looking solid right now.
Yeah, it feels so rough for Run It Back, man. They really can't get any defense going here. They got rolled through every single point, have not even gotten a chance to play the second round, or the second half of their round. And now Kaorn on top of this roof, gonna need a monster performance and help from their team if they want to hold this for 10 whole minutes. Ohio Leaf have money in the bank, they have money to play with. They're gonna get this Uber charge and look to go.
How long did EA almost hold last for? Was it 8 minutes?
Yeah, it was like 8 or 9.
Because we're looking at 10. Yeah. My God, I've got unfortunate news for Run It Back right now. As the Uber's going to be popped out from long. Mori just forgetting the window. He's going to go all the way down. Oh, Sakura got...
Yeah, Sakura went down the window alone.
He's going to go down.
Yeah, defense getting some frags here. Jacob gets a late sap onto the gun after it already kills 2, and Banner popped out. Leif does a lot of work getting that cart to the very edge, though. And it did cost the defense their Uber and the Banner, so that's not even bad for Ohio Leaf, I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, in a case like this, right, you have time. You have nothing but time. So you can afford to play this slowly. Make sure that they're not going to... Oh, Voyager coming in. He smelled that med pick, but not quite there. Yeah, I like the forward hold here on 4th.
Oh, misses the stab.
Got to be careful. Kaorn dead already.
Though, yeah. Sniper down on defense. That's the point man right now for Run It Back. Now not available. Level 1 gun by GG. Gonna have to replace it so he has a chance to build it, but it's just getting spammed. Jacob, great stab and sap. Gets the gun, gets the heavy, and this should be the snowball all the way through. 100% with Foxy. They have to use to defend this. Oh, but they do get a lot of kills, and they will just pop up for safety. Dot Wet not gonna get anything here as Jerry gets the cleanup kills, but again, free Uber basically for the side of Ohio Leaf. They just need to rebound, get out of spawn with their Uber, push the defense back, and this should be wraps.
Yep, Birdo getting super far forward. Gonna take out Buko a little bit too forward. Wasn't expecting the hyper aggro coming out here. They're looking to move almost into the forward hold here on 4th. Yeah, as you said, Jacob coming in on Jamon. Not gonna be able to find it. Will get caught out eventually. has lots of forward pressure here. They're almost looking to kind of play aggro in the yard. Mori gonna be next.
Wait,
That gets the Uber.
them. Yeah, Sprinkles right-clicks and keeps him safe, and here's the banner from Jerry. Jerry's building these up very efficiently as this defense now able to hold the space. Voyager, one-man mission onto Foxy, one rocket, good surf this time. Here's Celery! Celery going for the med pit, can't hit the shots. In the meantime, the offense will lose a couple more players as this one's going to peter out. They will get chalk, but that's about it. Sprinkles barely makes it out.
Oh, but Mori coming in with the snipes. Kaorn and Jamond both gonna fail to back out. And that is Leif getting super aggro in on last. He's gonna take him up and making space. Poseidon, though, in the back line, finds Sakura. That is a huge pick because Foxy now keeps his full ad.
He's gonna get shredded down, though. He has no one. He's in no man's land. We'll get the engineer of all classes before he burns down to spring rolls. But here's Jacob in the side. Doesn't have to tap just yet. Still 15 seconds on the backup. But we are 3 minutes through this 10-minute hold. You know, it's full Uber ad for Foxy and co. It's not impossible, but, you know, I don't want to even believe until that clock hits at least like 4 minutes left.
Yeah, I mean, the card still is rolling back right now. No one even that close to touch it, but it's just such a long... This is where Squirtye started in that miracle hole.
Yeah.
And we've already seen them move forward twice.
Every journey starts with one step, and
that is true.
We're 3 steps through this defense round for running back. Only 7 more to go before they run out that clock.
Someone's got to tap this card.
Yeah, someone does. Jacob's not on it. You know, he's... Look at Dawet, gonna go up top. He actually gets Jerry off high ground. Dawet is very threatening right now. Jerry will rebound and get that kill. They are gonna sack, get that tap, lose 3 players, but just building Uber right now are Ohio Leaf, and they're not sweating yet, but, you know, you gotta wonder, they're like, okay guys, come on, for real this time, Uber charge, let's go.
Yeah, at this point you're like, alright, let's reset, break out of whatever we've been doing. Treat it like we just capped 4th, right? We've got 6 minutes, that's more than enough time. That's set Kaorn. Won an SVS and now gonna find the spy with that melee. So self-sufficient right now is the name of the game for Kaorn. Uber is now up on the side of Sakura. You're gonna choose where they want to take it.
Crucially,
Looks like
Jacob
they'll probably
isn't
go
in.
lobby.
Jacob isn't in. He just took Telly's, so unless they want to wait for him, Gun isn't going to be sapped. Jacob is going to go through lower. Looks like they are giving him some time to get into the position. He's calling for it. He has gotten through. There will be a sap on this gun when they pop through, but Poseidon's up behind. We'll get that force. GG dead. Gun sapped, but Uber charge. Kind of all chaotic right now.
Mori fell into the pit, but finds Chalk anyway. Lots of kills going back and forth. Way more in the favor right now of Ohio Leaf. Jacob finds Kaorn. Spring rolls can't do the hero job. Jacob back in again. Finds Jamon. Jerry, the last stand. Foxy now on card. That's going to be another frag in the log. Good last defense, but that's really about it, unfortunately, from Rib this half. And it will be Ohio Leaf taking that first half with, that's what, about an 840 offense, it looks like?
Yeah, I mean...
520 left?
Like... If you keep in mind that if that 4th push went through for run it back when it initially could have, their time's around 9 minutes, that's a down to the wire round, right? If run it back can figure out what stalled them out so hard once their initial 4th snowball didn't work, and then hopefully do a bit better on last, I don't think they're out of it, right? Like, that's one of those rounds where you had good openings, you had a couple of your playmakers making plays, you just fell short in the crucial moments. It feels way worse than it really is.
I'm just concerned about the fact that every single one of the successful run-it-back pushes were predicated on Leaf finding a med. And, like, you have to find ways as a team. Huh?
Kaorn finding a med?
Yes, yeah, Kaorn finding a med. That being Sakura. You have to have ways to manufacture, you know, space, advantages, pressure that aren't just, oh, just kill their most important class and take a free add-in. Like, it's great that Kaorn's performing that well, but you cannot bank on that against top teams. And,
go ahead.
I was going to say, and on 4th, they got held until Kaorn eventually found Sakura. Same thing on last.
Yeah, I want to preface what I'm about to say, in that there is one spy right now who is one of the best spies to ever play Highlander, who won a lot of points for his team, at least was very effective. And that last point, him calling for his team to delay the push, I'm assuming, to wait for him. He got the stab and sap onto the engineer and the sentry gun, and then found Jamon when he's spamming onto the cart. And then we have the poor sniper slash scout slash heavy player, first seasoning spy, who just could not play the game. Poseidon is 6-25 with 87 DPM. That is just rough. Like, some games that spy are just like that, but you have to find a way to have some impact. If the decloaks aren't working, try calming more, try gunning on flank, being a distraction for your scout. Birdo's doing phenomenal. Maybe just fight with Birdo more often if you're Poseidon. Like, find a way to get into the game, because Poseidon is heavily outclassed, understandably, but you gotta do something.
Yeah, I mean, you're not being judged against Jacob necessarily. You're being judged at some kind of baseline level of effectiveness.
Yeah, and he just had none.
It's...
Like, I get what it's like to sack on cart for 5 minutes straight on last, but you have to keep in mind, when we watched Jacob in that same position last season, he said, screw this, I'm not tapping cart anymore, I'll go make the play, and then he made the play. So, there are options, right?
Yeah, and I mean, the struggles were there, excluding that last push too. Like that is not. It's not like if you took away those stats, Poseidon would be like an even KD. And which is a shame because Kaorn is out fragging Buko.
Yeah, Kaorn is playing a phenomenal game again. I'm super impressed with what I've seen from Kaorn last week and this week. Just playing probably the best I've ever seen them play. And honestly, like, over the course of an entire season, if Kaorn can keep playing like this, it actually is like a contention for top 2 snipers in the league. Maybe even coming up on Lenny, who knows? But, you know, more on that later. The rest of the logs are really not that relevant. I mean, Jamon having a bit of a rough game, but it kind of just feels like Run It Back's combo got pressured a lot. Really solid play across the board from Ohio Leif. Birdo and Jerry played well. I was happy with their performance, but it's not like DT or Voyager were any, you know, lesser. I feel like both flanks are playing pretty much they're taking all the space, they're getting all the cleanup they need to be. It really just feels like the crucial plays are being made in Ohio Leaf's favor when it comes to it.
Yeah, agreed. And I mean, again, it feels like you think about the second push from Ohio Leaf Village, right? They did that on the backs of just aggression. You know, they took the Uber exchange in, Jacob was able to get a pick, they were able to just kind of work their players, take advantage of bad positioning as a team on the side of Run It Back and pull that point out. Compare that to Run It Back, who, if said it before, if Kaorn isn't getting med picks, they look lost. Like, it's great that you know how to take a point when you have a full Uber ad, but
yeah,
that's like something. The baseline. You know what I mean? You can't... I would be curious to see how many, like, times a offense sniper in one round of Swiftwater got 5 med picks in an Invite or Plat match.
I'll tell you what it reminds me of. This is some Fallen Lord vibes. Pre-Invite champion Fallen Lord, where he was the shining light on all of his teams, being one of the best snipers in the div, but losing because his team could not do anything.
What are you trying to say about Team King Chungus, Zag?
All I'm saying is that we may have had a medic who caused our demo man to rage quit by letting him burn out on an Uber charge, but that's neither here nor there.
Logan played on Door more weeks than he played on K&D, so I'm just gonna sleep comfy tonight. For about 3.5, 4 hours, because that's what I get on weekdays. But, you know, that's a different story for a different time. I mean, looking forward in this match, though, we need to, I say we need to, but it's really, Rib needs to find a way to manufacture advantages outside of Kaorn. It doesn't have to be Poseidon. It can be from strong combo play. It could be from Poseidon. You know, it could be from good bombs out of Jerry. But something needs to be there because you can't just rely on Kaorn like that. It's been starting to feel bad. Starting to feel bad for them. It's been 2 weeks in a row. Them, you know, fighting the losing battle. Something's got to change.
Yeah, and it's not like anything overwhelming either, because we mentioned, you know, Jerry's been playing well. I feel like Birdo's been playing well. Springer's been playing well. There's been overall, like, decent level of play across the board. They just have a couple key areas that they could be getting more mileage out of. That, again, the 5 minutes left on the clock, it looks worse than it really was. That was one, like, better play on fourth, one maybe Jacob not getting that stab on cart because he got spy checked, away from being a down to the wire half.
One less Sakura getting sniped, which I think we should mention is a problem.
Yeah, for Ohio Leaf, it definitely is a problem.
Like, that's not good. I mean, it's ultimately kind of washed away in the struggles that Rib had, but, like, your med should not be getting sniped on every single point.
Yeah, I mean, if your med gets sniped on every single point, you still have for 14 minutes, you might just think, oh, I mean, take this one and move on. Maybe not play Swiftwater in playoffs, but, you know, we still have a whole another half, maybe 2, to play. We'll see what Run it back and Ohio Leaf can do. Run it back on defense to start, I like for them. They just held for 9 minutes, and I feel like a 9-minute hold, they'd be happy with, right? If they can recreate it. Keep Kaorn hot on defense. Just try to get as much mileage as you can.
Oh, there goes DT. Quick traps are going to work. As, again, pretty standard.
That's an actual kill.
Hold
That's not a
here.
dead ringer.
Yeah, oh, Gun's not outside of tunnel this time, which is interesting. Buko going to find the kill onto Jerry on the roof. Mori as well, clearing Chalk out of the house. So, way less pressure right now out on the point than, you know, we saw from the side of Ohio Leaf. Likely to lead to, you know, maybe 10 seconds faster on offense, which always nice to have. You'll never say no to that. And yeah, they're backing out already. Don't want to risk, you know, anything bad going on first, and I can't blame them.
Yep, Dispenser going to go down. The only casualty of the last 15 seconds, as looks like aggressive play by Mori in the tunnel. Make sure it's all clear for his team. I like that. As Cart going to get capped up here. Pretty fast time. Didn't lose very much at all. 46 seconds. That's almost as fast as you can really expect.
Indeed, as we'll see how they look to approach second right now. Both combos down on the ground right now. Gun up on the bridge. Chalk, Jerry, GG all up in apps. Mori and Buko both peeking through main, trying to see if they can find anything.
Jacob went in behind to try and enforce the gun, but Birdo knows he does that and went to hunt him, so Jacob's now not in position to enforce that gun.
When he runs out of cloak, but no one's going to catch him. He gets it.
Safety.
He's into spiral now.
This is an ad-lib by Jacob.
Oh, caught up by Jerry. DT goes down as
that's
well.
That's so sad for Jacob. He actually got crusted by both flank classes there on
and you just hear it, Sakura's holding. Oh, but no, Poseidon gets the force. That's so big for him.
Foxy's dead. Celery, the engineer, walks through and just kills that medic. So even though Sakura got forced, ultimately Uber advantage going to stay in Ohio Leaf Village's favor.
Yeah, big salvage by Poseidon there to make sure that wasn't a total wash. I mean, interesting
it's still
that
bad, though, yeah.
With Jacob and DT going down, they still felt pressured enough on that defense to pop the Uber first, and Sakura was nowhere near.
Jacob crusted again through the window, got hit by a sentry rocket, and then saw it by Chalk, so unfortunate game so far for Jacob. We'll see what he can do on the next lives. Mori and DT will just die. Demoman dying to that sentry gun is not usual, but with Jamon going down, Foxy doesn't have a Demoman. It's going to be Jerry, though, picking up tons of kills on those up top players. That soldier-heavy duo through upper is so threatening. If your soldier shuts it down, that's everything he needs to do.
That should be Banner, too.
Yeah, he should have it.
So another thing to look forward to. Oh, 94 we're getting from Dolphin. So one more rocket.
It's fine.
Should do it. Yeah, Kaorn playing pretty far up on tracks here.
Combo rotating apartments.
Tunnel. Ooh, I like it. If they can get this fast,
oh, no,
they'll be good. But Poseidon...
yeah, they're going.
Poseidon should have called this. They should know. They're a little bit slow on the rotate, though. They're already
Good timing on the sap.
Good timing on the sap. Chalk left alone in upper. DT gonna pick him off. And Combo's now forced to play back on the ground.
Banner.
Foxy only at 76. The Banner, though, not as good as an Uber. They're Mori raining down hell from up top. His height advantage is brutal right now.
On Foxy, and he gets the kill. Foxy dead or at like 80%. Can't get that Uber charge at all, and playing low ground.
He up in his spiral, though, or in apps. They find Sakura. Birdo popping off right now on a 5K. But yeah, not enough. Dot Wet shoots him out of the air. Cap will go over. 3 minutes on second. Pretty good time.
Yeah, run it back. Not fast enough to catch that rotate up to high ground. Either Poseidon didn't call it early enough or it was not responded to because the combo just got straight through. It was only poor Jerry alone there to hold it, and he could not do it. So we'll be now Chalk getting some cleanup. It's pretty good.
Crouching Chalk, hidden dragon. Yep, on the other side of the tunnle, everyone just walks in and he backstabs 4, channeling some vintage caboose right there.
Jacob drop stab and he gets air shot by a sticky. They have really been hunting Jacob this entire game, but either way, 3 minutes through 2, that's average, slightly higher than average. It could go either way at this point, really.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the Uber is in favor of Foxy, which is big right now. Sakura's still only on 20. Feels like she may not have been building as well as you would have liked to see.
Immediately died by both flank classes when he went to window. Never go window alone, all you sniper mains out there, but there will be a lot of red room pressure, IT pressure, I should say, coming through from the scout. DT gonna just go out and go back in. A lot of damage being dealt onto these high ground players. Not when Mori gonna run through. They will find Poseidon, but they're almost ready to jump out this window despite not having Uber, and they find Birdo.
Look how far out Mori is, getting good damage. Finds Chalk. That heavy pick's gonna be good, and Leif gets the Uber popped out in the little locker staircase room.
Sakura. They're just gonna leave.
Yeah. That's really big that Leif was able to deny that. They just get the cap during the Uber.
I'm so frustrated to run it back there because that was a dry walkout from Ohio Leaf. We saw DT jump out as a solo scout. He's like, I'm not getting shot by heavy, I'm not getting shot by a gun, I'm not getting stickied. Guys, get out here! And then they got out there, and then run it back just lost.
And they blow the Uber ad, and they get tapped while doing it.
Yeah. Here's that Uber now coming out in full force. As many players getting flashed as need be. Bomb onto the top. Voyager clutch flash by Sakura to save that soldier. As no one dies in it, they do pressure this defense back with the kill on the sniper. In the meantime, though, defense, they look like they want to contest, but you can't when Buko's watching Foxy taken down on that cross back towards spawn. And that should be the fourth snowball complete.
Yeah, Buko found Kaorn to start that. Gonna find Kaorn again in between the, or around the Foxy kill. And Mori just playing up from tracks, finds that gun immediately. Buko just taking out GG as well. So no NG. They can just play aggressive right now. Foxy just having spawned up about a 50 ad in favor of Sakura. So everything in favor for Ohio Leif.
Poseidon gets his second point on the board with that teleporter kill of the round. So good for him.
And third.
Yeah. Wow, yeah, it really had 1 point before this.
Tripled it, yeah. I mean, I guess the force on for Sakura in second didn't really count for anything, which is unfortunate, but...
That was a good play. I'll give him that. As poor Jacob, crusted once again, really has not gotten to play the game. Buko gonna find an entry into Jamon, just over-peeking that angle without knowing where the sniper is. Jamon punished. DT gets a free tap all the way halfway from the switch. And here comes
Pop that
out the window. They're getting stuck by the sentry gun bench. It's gonna be Voyager up top. Gets that engineer kill. That's a great play by him, and gun goes down in short order. Banner's out for Jerry here, is doing work, but this cart getting closer and closer to the edge.
Jacob getting bumped by Poseidon right there. Yeah, Uber and Banner popped out together. Not sure if they needed both of those there, but they will stall the offense for now.
Yeah, unfortunately, they just lose both, and Jacob just spawn camps GG. No gun available for the defense again, and he's living, too, of all things. Here comes the offense. Here comes Jacob back in. Finds the demo man. Yeah, and he gets so much damage in. They're just doing the push all the way into that last
just rolled off at least 3 in there, maybe 4 as well. Kind of lost, but just a great repush right there. Jacob starting with the gun comes in.
NG, the gun, and the demo man. That's the same thing that happened last round. He got the NG, the sap, and the demo man.
Yeah. That's set play.
Yeah, set play works every time.
Yeah, Mori just saying, Jacob, I need gun, NG, and demo man. And he goes, all right. Snaps his fingers, and there they go. He can just reproduce it on demand.
That's hilarious. But, okay, 6:47. This one's done. I don't think Run It Back can pull together a sub-7 minute time. They'd really have to make me eat my words. But I don't think it's happening. Ohio Leif just showing up really strong here. I think this really solidifies them as at least third, if not second, strongest team.
I think they have to be second. I mean, who else is going to beat them? I mean, Rib was the second place team from last season. It's hard for me to think that Froggyland's as good. Help.
Could this be the help season?
No, I thought we already had the help season.
Okay, but
that was like season 11
like
or
every
something.
4 seasons, you know? They get like 1 every 4 or 5 seasons.
They got the Duddy Dudes on Steel Draw, which could be the upset of the season.
That'd be hilarious. I definitely want to see that one.
That will determine whether or not it's their season or not. But for the time being, assuming that tragedy doesn't happen, you know, I think we can pretty safely lock in Ohio Leif from what we've seen so far as the 2 seed. But, you know, Rip not out of it yet. They're going to find Jacob just circle strafing Gigi as he tries to punch him. But gives Spring Rolls over some frog charge. So that...
Yeah, that's feeding Jacob. Kaorn going to pick off Leif on the back out, and they are at least getting first fast enough. You know, Poseidon goes for cheeky decloak, seen out, not able to find the kill. I can appreciate it when you need Snowball going through. It will be that first cap coming through. That's already 1/7 of their time gone. We'll have to see if they can get this through any faster.
Spring Rolls is ran back to spawn to go off of Flog.
I guess you didn't have charge, and if you don't have the charge, you can't really waste the time.
You need something there.
They want them air blasts through, and they're just gonna shove everyone through upper once again. There is no power to meet them just yet, but Leif will get there in time. Spring Rolls wins the air blast war, but they just want the exchange. They get the Uber out, and they just back out through without losing a player. Poor Birdo will go down to some rockets, but is everyone else up? Poseidon gets the Enforcer onto the gun. That's going to spring room for Jerry, but Jerry gets sniped down in his cross, unable to find any real kills there. And there's Buko coming through onto Kaorn.
Or dead already. That set that they got the Uber out. Where is Sakura? She's up on the bridge right now. They must know that.
Well, there's no sniper.
Yeah.
And so. Yeah,
playing
we'll
it
get
upper,
back
so
in towards apartments as defense now ready for the second half of Swiftwater, where you just wait for the Uber charge and do the same thing over again. Offense right now, run it back. You are pressured to just go into card at this point. You need to have your combo push out there. Hope you can have Chalk and Jerry do some work upper. They're going to go through with that whipped heavy. Chalk just shredded immediately.
they were trying to drop down, not realizing everyone was an upper anyway. I like that Sakura doesn't have Uber. They're not, you know, putting a ton of pressure out of tunnels. They say, all right, let's not put our men in the most vulnerable corner in the map.
It has to be Poseidon calling for his heavy and soldier there that, wait, don't go through. The entire team is looking at you. Instead, they just feed for nothing, really.
Not only is the Uber's coming out.
Uber.
Yep.
Oh, this is desync. Chalk and Jerry aren't even there.
Oh,
Foxy
Foxy cut off the skybox.
They're dead.
Gonna just barely make it up, but Jacob's waiting embrace. Not gonna be dodged out right there. Jacob
kills.
Jacob somehow staying alive throughout
Jerry
all of that
is
as
doing
well.
work.
Foxy too.
Jerry, despite coming in late, picks off 2 classes. He got Chalk and he got Heavy and Demo there, Dawet and Mori. So we'll finally get cleaned up, but those are long spawn timers for Mori.
Secret Agent Gigi in behind was spotted, but that's a rescue ranger on Celery, closer to a medpick Gigi than he thinks. Sakura thought was gonna go for the 1v1, but no, just baits Gigi into her heavy.
Okay, they should cap this now. It's just the sentry gun and the heavy. Dawet grabs late, doesn't win the 1v1. Berto gonna shut him down, and gun wrangled out back. Celery trying to run with the gun, but I think you just go towards spawn, my friend, and he will. He'll, the sticky's okay.
The Eureka effect! What a hero!
There was a sticky bomb at his feet. He nearly went down. That would have been actually big if he died.
Yeah, really good that he was able to get out of that. With those, there's a sniper also watching his cross there, so pressure. Heads up to know to use it.
They get the force immediately. Good pressure by Jamon and Chalk there to get that Uber out. Fist Heavy trying his best to leave, but will get sacrificed to the Power Jack gods. As now repush coming in, 100% Uber for Foxy and Co. They need to get in here and get this point as fast.
Foxy Jacob! 99! Oh, no Uber tag, you were wrong!
That was the last one.
That's a dagger. That's the dagger.
Jacob, who else but Jacob to shut it down? As now,
not even K-Orn can make an opening. All of Rib's stars are falling.
Yeah, I'm calling it dead time. Even if it's mathematically possible, with 60% Uber disad and hard stuck out of third here, no entry in, no ground in apartments, I don't think they can make this happen. They'll try their best. Be sure about that. Here's Voyager up top. Looking for some kills, but Jacob, another kill onto Chalk. K-Orn does get the defensive NG, so we'll see if that matters.
I mean, at this point, you just want to cap as many points as you can for the logs. You know, don't want to make the stats look even worse. Making more.df means that those matter.
I mean,
those are getting logs.
Some of these logs could not really look that much worse, and it would matter.
Good fighting happening in IT right now. A couple classes being created. Jacob's still running around in upper. Oh, I think he's in your spot right there, Zag. He was for a sec. We had a bit of an intimate moment up there one season, didn't we?
Yeah, good times. Back when we played the game. Here come some sacks in. Look for some kills. Poseidon's dead. Springle's dead. I feel like if you're Poseidon, you go for a death record here. Just keep running in and die. You might as well.
But he has no. But this is only 2 halves. He has no chance of breaking yours.
Yeah, true.
No, you didn't even break triple. Someone had broken triple digits before.
Yeah, I wonder, what do you think is better for trying to go for a death record? 3 round on the longest stopwatch, or 7 round on like double overtime call?
3 rounds on the longest stopwatch, easy. 7 rounds of cough is going to be like 45 minutes. Meanwhile, you can have 3 15-minute defenses followed by near full offenses. You get double the time. Okay, you need to stop calling the game in Theorycraft map timers with me. It's very unprofessional. It's very unprofessional.
K-Orn is unironically trying to 1v9 still. It's so sad to watch, man. K-Orn, I'm a garbage time highlight. K-Orn puts in the chat.
Oh,
they get
the self-awareness hurts all the more.
That's too funny.
Look, Aaron, put it with good enough music and good enough editing in the frag vid.
Yeah, and
no one's going to know.
We're at the timer at the top.
No one's going to know.
30 seconds, it's all dead, and that's going to be the 2-0 for Ohio Leaf Village. First round, 5-minute deficit, could have been closer. Second round, there was no denying it, right?
Jacob with the exclamation point extend in chat. I don't know if that was actually a serve me bit or some lighthearted banter at the end there, but GG's coming out. GG, the player, already having left the server. And it will be Ohio taking a 2-0 here on Swiftwater. As we said, I think that can pretty solidly cement them here as the number 2 seed this season. So, have our villains. We have our, potentially our protagonist. Well, maybe not protagonist, right? Because I don't think we're going to cast them that often going forward.
I was about to say, right? We shelved Duddy Dudes. We're probably shelving Ohio Leaf. They've already played Duddy Dudes. They've already played Run It Back. I don't think there's a matchup we could give them on cast that would be any closer than this one was.
If we see a Rising Star come up, later in the season, maybe we'll
honestly,
see. But
I'm glad we're shelving our 1 and 2 seeds this early. By week 3, I'm happy about that.
They're really efficient. Yeah, really efficient scheduling. So good job to whoever put that in, because now we can focus on the rest of the teams. And I think, we can do a little bit of post thing, but
yeah, post thing. I love post thing.
Post match analysis. But I think we're looking. I think this is we try to hit every team this season, given the bigger invite and the more weeks. So I think next week we might be looking at worst comp format against imposters, which
that'd be fun.
Should be entertaining, to say the least.
Dude, count us 16 frags while their team got steamrolled.
Garbage time highlight reel.
Some of those were really good. And also, when the first half was still real and the teams were playing for real times, Kaorn was playing super well. I've been super impressed by Kaorn. Kaorn's dude, can we already have a lock for the most improved player after 3 weeks? Kaorn is going crazy from last week and this week.
Yeah, and if I'm Rib, I don't know if there's any other teams I'm really looking at and saying ooh, that could be a loss. So, I think Help's gonna put up a good fight. Froggy's gonna put up a good fight. I'm trying to think. Hardworking Hornets, I think, is the other team that I can't make a snap judgment on. Let me look at their roster again. Let's have Pickles, Scouty, Ray, Kira, Willie, Panther, Arbiter.
That team could be decent, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, they're 3-0 right now, but their wins are against MST, Froggy, and Imposters.
Yeah,
so
we'll probably cast them against some bubble teams in the coming weeks. I think it'd be fun to watch them.
Yeah, I'd say that considering they have the win over Froggy, them against Rib. Oh, them against Rib is next week, Zeg.
I'm down to get THH on the cast.
I think we got to do that, yeah. Yeah, definitely. That looks like that could be our 3-4.
Maybe.
And then I think if that's 3-4, then suddenly it's Rib, Froggy, and Help fighting for 4, 5, 6. As I think we take a very structured approach here. These matches are lining up quite nicely, Zeg.
Damn, I can't believe we knew all of the results before the matches were going to be played. Almost like we've been seeing these players run the game mode for a decade at this point, Dude, does Spring Rolls have a Season 3 medal? I forget.
Oh, I've got the logs up, I can check.
Yeah, not much.
No, Spring Rolls is Season 12 UGC, so we're older than Spring Rolls.
Wait, I'm a season older than Spring Rolls. But he's still playing, so.
Yeah, at the same time though, you haven't had a log in a year, so.
That's true.
Started earlier, ended a little earlier. I haven't had a log since the season started either, so we're maybe not the best thing for your casters, but we make do.
It's whatever. But yeah, that's going to be about it for this one. Real quick, want to plug the RGL Philly LAN merch available on merch.rgl.gg. You got some really cool designs, shirts, bags, really cool desk mat. I think looks really nice. And the proceeds go towards helping RGL fund our league and our events. So if you want to support Philly LAN, support RGL, check out that merch. A lot of cool stuff. Pick it up if you like it.
Yeah, that backpack looking quite scrumptious. So definitely check that out. Support the LAN, and proceeds go to both that and supporting the staff that keeps the lights on here, because they do a great job. It's a thankless job, and they're really putting a lot of effort. So all the support is appreciated. That said, though, I think that will be it for us here. I think we're looking at Hornets versus Rib next week. So come back in a week and have a good night. We'll see you next time.